Welcome to the 42nd Annual Sun and Fun International Convention and Fly-In here at Lakeland Linder Regional Airport. I'm Ben Coleman, one of your hosts for the Florida Aviation Network, and we are viewed at www.floridaaviationnetwork.com. And we are always here to bring you compelling, informative, educational information regarding space and aviation. Space, kind of easing into that. We don't have many astronauts volunteering to help us so far, but it's not over yet. But we do have just hundreds of folks around the world literally helping us put on these compelling interviews. Interviewing, again, we're so fortunate to have many times with the Switchblade. Brian, welcome back.
Thank you.
And
Frank.
Frank, always good to meet a new Switchblade owner. Brian, tell us a little bit about how you came up with Frank and why you have a serial number after him. He got the jump on you.
Well, we'll wait and see on that for sure. Well, we wanted to show united front for all the owners because we're really behind this. We're just not just on a list. So, and Frank knows as well. Sam makes us all feel like we're all family. So that's great.
Well, it's a team effort, I can tell. And I know that we wanted to develop some of the engineering aspects of why you are much more impressed even after you bought your kit, and how that's going to impact Frank when he comes and goes off of. You live on an island.
Yes, Nantucket Island off the coast of Massachusetts, actually.
And somehow the engineering aspects of what Brian wants to talk about is going to impact how you
definitely.
can reliably.
My just normal life.
But what does Sam Boesfield do to give you the confidence that this is going to be really a thriving kit and not just something that's going to be a pipe dream or something that people like snake oil?
Well, one of the things I like the best is he's pretty much transparent on everything he's done. We've done, they've got videos on YouTube from their wind tunnel testing. They've got their computer animations based off their computer-aided designs of each of the parts, and that's what I like about it. They're not only engineering it from the start well, but they're testing it as they go to make sure that real life matches what they're planning. And that's what I like. And they're, like the wind tunnel test, it ended up changing the whole tail design, and it wasn't just okay, we need to do it better, differently, but it turned out to be better. So every time you take the time to check it out, you have a chance to make it even better for the long term. So that's why I like it.
And I like your term, fix it now.
Yes. Yeah, and there's so many times when, schedule has to be kept that, okay, we've got it designed, let's go with it. We've built it. Oh, it didn't supposed to do this, but if we catch it early, it's always cheaper to catch it early and fix it rather than, okay, we got to take it all the way apart and put it back together. So I guess I'm a cheap guy in the first place, but I'd rather do it once, maybe lazy.
Well, particularly when you're on the receiving end of something that's going to be carrying your life and a passenger's life.
Yeah.
Frank, does that give you any solace knowing?
It does. When I talked to Sam, I talked to him several times. I met him in Oshkosh a couple of years ago, and I kept up on the development of it. And I wanted it to be safe, because I live in Nantucket Island, so I have 30 miles of water to fly over before I go anywhere. So for me, I'm used to flying a Cessna 172, so I would want it to be as safe as that. And it, when he told me it comes with a parachute, ballistic parachute, I was like, I'm sold. That for me is a huge lot of weight off your mind as far as if you're carrying people with you that you care about and just yourself, obviously. But I'm originally from Ireland, so coming over here, the opportunities to follow something like this have been great. I've been on Nantucket for 22 years. I'm the captain at the fire department, so safety for me is a huge deal, and the ease of getting off the island. So if I have the boat schedule, it's a little windy, too much chop, the boats don't go, and some of the airlines won't fly. We're down to one regional airline, and if it's too windy, they don't like to go, and if it's even marginal, their scheduling is not great. So the convenience of having this vehicle that I can take it from my home, drive it to the airport, take off, fly across the water, and land at a reasonably close airport. It doesn't have to be the very first one. It opens up my travel schedule. I have to keep a car off island right now, so this will basically replace the car for me. So I don't have the added expense of having a second car, and I don't have to pay hangar fees as well. I mean, it all starts to add up, and the Builder Assist program that they're offering, that actually really sold it for me. Because I like to build. I have another experimental in my garage, and it's been sitting there for a few years, we'll say. And it hasn't gotten any closer because we're busy. Everybody's busy, family, stuff like that. And for me 3 weeks, 4 weeks, you're done. It's ready to go. You paint it. You're all set. I've had the kit, and I'm not saying how long or which kit, but it's been sitting there for a while. So I like a lot of the aspects that he offers.
Well, the kit always comes in handy for a donation to a local high school.
It does, yeah. And absolutely for STEM programs. Yeah.
Sure.
We tried to do that, and unfortunately we still haven't received the kit yet. But I'm still pushing people. But that kit, the one in my garage, yeah, maybe.
But Frank, I'm going to venture to say that there's thousands of people in the country that are in your same boat.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as they fly somewhere, they have an airport car on the other end, go take care of their business, and they go back to the airport, fly home, and
or rental cars. Just trying to get rid of a rental car on a schedule, so you don't get charged an extra day. For me, it's like for boat schedules, and I live on a boat schedule right now. It's not good.
I could see the Switchblade put some of the rental car businesses.
It could.
Put a hurting on them.
We need more pilots.
But I do, when you look at the scheme of things, there's we're talking about 400,000 private pilots now in the country. It's not a lot.
No.
When you talk about the capita, and per capita, there's got to be a lot of people out there, again, literally, that would have a car at their home. You're going to have yours at home, aren't you?
Yeah,
I'd
all
like
over
to,
the place.
I'd like to have mine at home. I don't have a serial number yet, but the whole situation is going to come down to safety, performance, and this is where Sam is just he's a nut about high performance, and he knows performance. He's an engineer that knows performance. And that's why I know that when he's doubling back and double checking his figures, and if he's not 100% satisfied with something, it's going to be right.
Yeah.
And so you as owner builders, when you come to go through and put your kit together, you're going to learn an awful lot about the machine, and you're going to be doing the inspections on it.
Yeah.
Either that or you're going to have to hire an A&P to do it. But I think that you're probably going to want to do it yourself. And are you mechanically inclined? Obviously,
I'm actually a light sport LSRM mechanic.
Okay.
Yeah, so for light sport aircraft, and I looked into that field, and that even the cost of those is climbing. So it's not making it any easier for somebody to get into flying. But I can tell you something, Ben. You can certainly get you in line for your own.
How would
Switchblade.
I do that, Frank?
Well, actually, there's a new program we started.
Really?
Isn't that right, Paul?
Really?
Yeah. Yes, online reserve now. You can go ahead and get your number right away. And as mentioned earlier, we've got paper forms. If you want more than one, sequential numbers, we can go ahead and do that because online is like one at a time. And we've got 3 more presentations this trip here. One tomorrow, one Friday, and I do our last one on Sunday. So we'll have the paperwork ready to go for anybody that wants to reserve their own Switchblade.
And it won't even cost you a dime.
No
Because the reservation process right now is he's setting it up for everybody that's interested to capture their number. And once it does its first public flight, within 30 days they'll notify you, and then there's a small deposit of $2,000 to hold that number, which is refundable up to 60 days prior to when your kit number is actually coming up for either shipment or for the Builder Assist program. And then that's when the hard choice comes, do I really want to finish and
Or
purchase this? And
how
then
am
it gives
I-
you more time.
How am I going to buy this?
Yeah, I mean,
but-
but once your number comes up, and if you have an idea of where your number is, it kind of gives you an idea how much longer you have. I think we're at the end of this summer. We're hopefully late fall, maybe first flight, and then production probably several months after that. And
And
then,
last heard spring next year, they're looking at production to start. First 6 months, all the pre-flights. coming
Good,
through.
good.
so it's moving along. I mean, it's actually moved a lot quicker in this last year almost than because I've known about it now 2 years. So it's certainly picking up speed, and I don't have any doubt that it won't actually be fully developed and in the air, and plenty of people lining up to buy these once they see how dependable they are and how convenient.
Well, the smart thing that Sam and Martha are doing here is that the sign up,
Yeah.
save your number.
Right.
Doesn't cost you anything, but it also will flush out the folks that have interest.
Yeah.
And the word of mouth is still the best form of advertising.
That's why we're here.
Yeah. Well,
And it's not putting something in the mail, or because typically people take junk mail and say, oh,
Yeah.
throw
I'm
it
not gonna
out.
do that.
And there's not that huge cost up front of several $1,000s to go, I don't know if I'm really going to buy this, but I want to get my name in early. It doesn't cost anything to get your name in early.
Well, if you're a true user of this type of vehicle, that's really something to consider. $2,000 is really not that much.
No, it's not. And it's refundable up to that point that it comes up that you're next.
Either pay up or pay out.
Yeah. I mean, I had the chance a couple of years ago to get in on it, and I myself personally was like, well, I want to see more. I want to see if this thing starts to move. I want to see, the mechanics of it, like the wing movement, or which we have on YouTube now and on the Facebook page. And that for me was like, okay, this thing's actually going to happen. I'm going to get in before it's too late, and that's when I pulled the trigger. And funny enough, Sam actually called me the day I was going to call him, so it's like fate.
It
You
worked.
couldn't ask for anything better.
It worked.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Brian, thanks again for
My pleasure.
showing up and sharing us with your information. And Frank, it's
Ben,
great
it's
to
always a
meet
pleasure. Thank you very
another
much.
owner.
Yeah.
And we look forward to seeing you guys out in formation as you're
That would be fun.
going around the turn.
That would be fun.
Speaking of formation, we're in formation and we're going to knock it off. We're going to peel out of the pattern, and we're going to close out this interview and look forward to another compelling interview here at the set in the Florida Air Museum, Florida Aviation Network. I'm Ben Coleman, one of your hosts, and we'll see you next interview.